In the icy heart of the Arctic, where survival seems impossible, one tribe has defied the odds, leaving researchers astounded. These people have thrived amidst freezing temperatures, endless darkness, and isolation, crafting a lifestyle that blends ancient traditions with sheer ingenuity. But what truly sets them apart? How did they manage to survive where others couldn't? And what shocking truths are yet to be uncovered? Koryak, harmony with nature's rhythms. The Koryak people live in a cold coastal region where land and sea meet in dramatic ways. They have long relied on a close relationship with nature, seeing themselves as part of the landscape rather than separate from it. Much of their daily life revolves around reindeer, which provide them with food and materials for clothing and shelter. Every part of the animal is used, ensuring nothing goes to waste. This deep respect for the reindeer reflects the Koryak's guiding principle: balance with nature. To stay warm, they build semi-underground homes in winter, insulating themselves from fierce winds and sub-zero temperatures. When milder weather arrives, they construct sturdy tents and travel to follow reindeer herds or search for fish along coastal waters. Their boats, often made from wood and animal skins, are essential for hunting sea creatures. Inside the community, decisions often rise from group discussions rather than a single leader. Families help each other gather resources, raise children, and plan seasonal moves. However, one figure holds special influence in spiritual matters: the shaman. Through ceremonies and rhythmic drumming, the shaman maintains a connection with spirits believed to inhabit the surrounding environment. These spirits are said to watch over the people, guiding and warning them about changes in weather, herd movements, or fishing spots. To the Koryak, every natural element has significance. Rivers and mountains are treated with reverence as they provide water, shelter, and fish. In their stories, these landmarks are personified as living beings with unique traits and temperaments. By handing down these tales, elders ensure that children grow up understanding how to respect and coexist with the land. The Koryak language itself is another pillar of their heritage. Through songs, oral histories, and legends, they keep alive the knowledge of hunting routes and ceremonies tied to the changing seasons. While their homeland can be harsh, the Koryak thrive by maintaining a spiritual bond with the world around them. In their eyes, sustainability is not a modern idea, but a long-standing tradition that celebrates unity between people, animals, and the rugged terrain they call home. Yupik, people of the sea, ice. The Yupik people have made the icy coasts and frozen waters of their region their home for countless generations. From an early age, children learn that the sea, ice, and sky are intertwined, each harboring spirits that watch over daily life. In Yupik tradition, shamans play a significant role interpreting dreams, healing sickness through ceremonies, and ensuring the flow of harmony between people and the unseen forces around them. Hunting sea mammals like seals, walrus, and whales requires both skill and ritual. Kayaks made from animal skins, stretched tightly over wooden frames, glide almost silently over the water, allowing hunters to approach their prey without disturbing it. The bond between hunters and the sea is rooted in respect. Every catch is an act of survival, but it is also an exchange with the spirits of the animal. In the long winter months, the Yupik build communal houses where families gather around shared fire. These partially underground dwellings trap warmth and offer shelter from howling winds. Storytelling becomes a nightly activity, with elders passing down lessons about teamwork, navigation, and the best places to find fish under the ice. During celebrations, elaborate masks carved from driftwood or whalebone make an appearance. Each mask carries its own story, representing a spirit, an animal, or an event that shaped the people's past. Beyond fishing and hunting, the Yupik are also known for their artistic expressions. Many carve intricate designs on walrus ivory, shaping decorations that reflect ocean life or significant myths. Others sew traditional clothing from seal, caribou, or even bird skins, carefully stitching each piece to keep it waterproof in harsh weather. While their surroundings can appear bleak to outsiders, the Yupik see a world rich with life and meaning. The ice is not just a frozen expanse, but an active realm where seals surface, fish gather, and weather shifts with little warning. By honoring traditions rooted in a deep understanding of their environment, the Yupik continue to forge a life in harmony with the sea, the ice, and the spirits that guide them. Khanty, guardians of the sacred bear. The Khanty dwell in forested landscapes of Siberia where rivers run cold and wildlife abounds. Among their many traditions, the bear stands as a figure of immense respect, viewed not only as a powerful animal, but as a sacred ancestor. Khanty legends tell of a time when the bear indeed walked closely with humans, offering protection and watching over the people's well-being. Hunting a bear is never done lightly. When it happens, the whole community gathers in a solemn ritual to honor the bear's spirit. Drums beat in steady rhythm, and participants don special attire adorned with symbol and ribbons. Through these ceremonies, the Khanty seek to convey gratitude and maintain harmony with the forces of nature. The bear's fur and bones are handled with the same level of respect, ensuring that no part is wasted. Beyond this bond with the bear, their daily life revolves around reindeer husbandry and fishing. Reindeer serve as a source of meat, hides, and transportation. Dedicated herders guide their domesticated animals along routes that have been used for generations. Following the availability of moss and lichens, the reindeer need to survive. Fishing adds variety to their meals, with rivers and lakes providing fresh catches. Many Khanty live in small, tight-knit groups, often made up of extended families. Their homes can vary from wooden cabins to portable shelters, depending on the season. Some gather near rivers in the summer for fishing, then move to deeper forests in winter to follow the reindeer. Elders in the community play a key role, passing down oral histories and teaching younger generations how to respect the land and the spirits that dwell within it. Shamans hold a special place in Khanty culture, bridging the human and spirit worlds through chanting and drumming. They are believed to communicate with ancestral spirits, seeking guidance on matters like herd movement or weather changes. This spiritual guidance ties the community together, reminding everyone that the land's creatures and the people themselves exist in a delicate balance. Through careful stewardship and age-old rituals, the Khanty remain faithful guardians of their sacred forests. Nenets, shepherds of the Siberian tundra. The Nenets wander the frozen tundra of Siberia, guided by a bond with their reindeer that spans countless generations. For these hardy people, reindeer are at the heart of nearly every aspect of life. The animals provide meat for nourishment and hides for clothing, while also serving as dependable transport across endless stretches of snow and ice. Because of this close reliance, the Nenets treat their herds with great care, keeping a sharp eye on grazing lands and seasonal migrations. Living in cone-shaped tents called chums, they can pack up at a moment's notice to move with the herds. Built from wooden poles and covered in reindeer hides, these chums offer warmth even in bitter cold, standing firm against fierce Arctic winds. Children learn from an early age how to tend to reindeer, mend clothing, and navigate the vast tundra by studying the changing skies, wind patterns, and the texture of the snow. A unique part of Nenets' culture is their deep knowledge of snow. Their language includes many words to describe different snow conditions, helping them forecast weather changes. This skill is crucial for deciding when to travel, where to find reindeer grazing, and how to avoid dangerous ice on rivers and lakes. Family and community bonds are strong, with generations often traveling together. Elders pass on stories of ancient migrations and the cycles of nature, ensuring that Nenets' traditions remain alive. Through songs and oral teachings, younger members learn about the spirits believed to inhabit the winds, the land, and the animals around them. Even though the tundra's climate can be brutal, the Nenettes have learned to read every subtle shift in the environment. They listen to the sound of cracking ice, watch for changes in the sun's path, and examine the tracks of wild animals. This intense observation of nature has allowed them to flourish in a place many would find unlivable. By keeping to time-tested rhythms of migration and caring for one another, the Nenettes continue to guide their herds across the icy plains, embodying a way of life that stands as a testament to resilience and the enduring bond between people and the land. Aleut, survivors of the sea and war. The Aleut people, sometimes known by their own term, Unangaks, inhabit the rugged Aleutian Islands and parts of the surrounding coasts. For centuries, they have lived inshore and at sea, mastering the art of navigating rough waters. Their dwellings were once partially built underground for insulation against cold winds, ensuring some safety from fierce coastal storms. Hunting marine life is a cornerstone of their culture. Sea otters, seals, whales, and fish have long served as sources of food, clothing materials, and tools. Master craftspeople fashion kayaks and other watercraft using animal skins stretched over wooden frameworks, giving hunters the means to glide nearly silently across the waves. Skilled at reading currents and weather patterns, Aleut hunters can time their trips with impressive accuracy. Ancestral Aleut beliefs focus on the idea that natural forces, animals, and even everyday objects hold spirits that deserve respect. Ceremonies often revolve around honoring sea creatures, acknowledging that successful hunts depend on mutual respect between hunter and prey. Songs and dances pay tribute to the spirits that guide them, turning each harvest into a sacred act. Over time, Aleut culture has included artistic expression in the form of intricate carvings, basketry, and beadwork. Whale ribs, driftwood, and animal bones become the canvases for depicting everything from daily events to legendary epics. These creations not only show artistic skill, but also preserve the community's history, passing knowledge of hunts and migrations to younger generations. In family circles, stories mingle with daily tasks, weaving tradition into everyday life. Children learn how to mend nets, prepare fish, and respect the elders who hold a wealth of knowledge. Oral accounts of migrations, changes in sea life, and the spiritual significance of certain animals are kept alive through storytelling sessions on long winter nights. Despite enduring outside influences and challenges throughout their history, the Aleut remain deeply connected to the sea. Their survival speaks to their unbreakable will and the lessons passed down from one generation to the next. From paddling through stormy surf to quietly harvesting fish for winter, the Aleut approach every step of life with respect for a world in which land, sea, and spirit form one continuous realm. Inuit, masters of the frozen north. The Inuit have long thrived in some of the coldest places on Earth, including parts of Alaska, Canada, and Greenland. In an environment where winter nights can last for weeks and temperatures drop well below freezing, they have devised ingenious solutions to ensure survival. Igloos, constructed from blocks of hardened snow, insulate families against harsh winds. In warmer months, tents made of animal hides offer a lighter, mobile shelter. Hunting forms the foundation of Inuit life. Armed with harpoons, bows, and even kayaks, Inuit hunters pursue seal, caribou, whales, and other animals that roam or swim through the icy wilderness. Every piece of a catch is used. Meat provides nourishment, skins become clothing, and bones transform into tools or parts of sleds. Seal oil can serve as lamp fuel, helping families see through the long Arctic nights. Art is another crucial pillar of Inuit culture. Intricate carvings often emerge from soapstone or whalebone, recreating scenes of daily life, animal forms, or spiritual appearances. These pieces serve not only as expressions of creativity, but also as a way of preserving myths and stories for the next generation. In some carvings, hunters or animals may be depicted in transformative states, reflecting beliefs that everything in nature has a spirit. Language ties deeply into the Inuit worldview. Many Inuits speak Inuktitut or related dialects, preserving words that describe specific types of snow, ice formations, and weather conditions. Through oral storytelling, elders pass on knowledge about hunting routes, changing seasonal patterns, and the emotional importance of community cooperation. Unity and generosity are vital values. Traditionally, hunted meat is shared widely, ensuring that no one goes hungry in such a difficult environment. Family ties run strong, with people often traveling together to find better fishing or hunting spots when the seasons change. This communal spirit reflects an understanding that only by working together can they flourish in a land where resources can be limited. Carrying forward centuries of wisdom, the Inuit continue to respect the delicate balance that has allowed them to live side by side with ice, snow, and the animals that sustain them. Evenki, reindeer nomads of Siberia. Across vast tracts of Siberia, the Evenki have roamed with their reindeer for countless generations. Ancestral tales say that their Tungusic-speaking ancestors migrated through rugged terrain, eventually settling in regions near lakes, rivers, and forests. Over time, reindeer became an indispensable part of Evenki life, offering not only food but also a means of transportation across snowy landscapes. Their shelters are a testament to adaptation. Lightweight and conical, these tents can be assembled quickly for a few weeks in one location and then taken down to follow the herds. The poles are covered with bark or hides, and a small opening at the top allows smoke from the campfire to escape. Inside, families share space, passing down stories, songs, and practical knowledge, like how to spot the best grazing areas or read signs of an approaching blizzard. Evenki shamans hold a revered place, acting as spiritual guides who communicate with the hidden forces believed to dwell in the wind, rivers, and forests. Ceremonies often incorporate drumming, chanting, and dance to honor spirits that protect the community. Through these rituals, the Evenki maintain both a sense of unity and a link to their past. Hunting also plays a key role in Evenki life. They track elk, musk deer, and smaller game, using every part of the animal to craft tools, clothing, and potentially trade goods. Bonds across families are strengthened by group hunts, where cooperation ensures a fair distribution of meat and hides. Craftsmanship is another source of pride. Skilled artisans shape bone, antler, and wood into intricate carvings or practical implements. Decorated belts, carved reindeer antlers, and embroidered clothing reflect patterns that tie back to clan identity and ancestral symbols. Guided by reindeer migrations and seasonal rhythms, the Evenki remain flexible. Many families shift camp several times a year, choosing spots that offer shelter and good forage for their herds. Through respect for the spirits of the land and a communal way of life, they have built an enduring culture. Over centuries, their resourcefulness and reliance on reindeer have enabled them to flourish in an environment that demands constant adaptability. Mansi, forest dwellers of Siberia. Nestled amid Siberian forests and rivers, the Mansi people have built a life that synchronizes with the rhythm of nature. Their homeland, dense with pine, birch, and other towering trees, provides them with materials for shelter, tools, and crafts. Fishing is a staple activity in the region, with river currents bringing salmon, pike, and other fish that help sustain the community. A key aspect of Mansi identity revolves around ancestral beliefs. They tend to see the forest and its wildlife through a spiritual lens, believing animals have souls deserving of respect. Although they do hunt for survival, ceremonies often accompany important catches as a way to honor the spirit of the animal. Deer and bear hold special places in both their myths and practical life, providing meat, hides, and bone for tool. Mansi spiritual practices often involve shamans who act as mediators between people and unseen realms. Through drumbeats and chanting, these leaders call upon forest spirits to protect families, guide hunts, and maintain harmony. Houses or ceremonial spaces might display carved wooden figures that represent protective deities or ancestral heroes, standing as silent observers of daily life. In terms of social structure, many Mansi traditionally lived in scattered groups, following the seasonal ebb and flow of fish, game, and plant harvesting. Lightweight dwellings allowed them to move fairly quickly if hunting opportunities shifted. However, certain gatherings like festivals and naming ceremonies would bring families together to share food, stories, and songs. Passed down orally through generations, Mansi tales help younger members learn about forest lore, survival techniques, and the group's oldest customs. These stories detail how animals first arrived in the world, why certain rivers flow the way they do, and how ancestors overcame trials with the help of forest spirits. Each telling not only entertains, but also teaches vital lessons about living in balance with the land. In the Mansi worldview, humans form just one part of a living tapestry. Rivers, mountains, forests, and animals are woven together, and disrupting one thread can affect the entire tapestry. By staying attuned to natural signs and honoring traditions that foster respect, the Mansi continue to thrive in the heart of Siberia's deep woodlands. Sami, reindeer herders of the Arctic. In the far north of Scandinavia lies Sapmi, the traditional homeland of the Sami people. Stretching across Norway, Sweden, Finland, and parts of Russia, this vast territory contains tundra, forests, and rugged mountains. For countless generations, the Sami have leaned on reindeer herding as a central thread of their way of life. Reindeer provide meat, hides, and even serve as a means of transportation. Over time, this relationship has shaped the Sami worldview, linking family, community, and nature into a shared system of survival. During seasonal migrations, Sami herders move their reindeer between winter feeding grounds, often in forested areas, and summer pastures in higher terrain. This cycle demands keen observation, knowing how to navigate changing weather, locate healthy lichens, and watch for predators that might threaten the herd. Children learn early on how to mend harnesses, handle the animals carefully, and read subtle environmental signs that indicate when it's time to move. The Sami language, which includes several dialects, encodes a rich understanding of nature. There are words for specific ice conditions, types of snow, and the varied behavior of reindeer herds. This linguistic depth underscores the community's intimate relationship with the environment. They pass knowledge down through yoiki, a traditional style of singing that evokes places, people, and events in melodic form. Colorful clothing, particularly the gakti, is also a hallmark of Sami heritage. These garments often reflect the wearer's family or region through distinct patterns and hues such as bright reds, blues, and yellows. Traditional crafts include sewing, embroidery, and silverwork, with many items originally designed to be practical in harsh conditions, yet also visually striking. Beliefs among the Sami emphasize maintaining balance with the land. Sacred sites, like certain rocks or springs, serve as gathering places for rituals that honor spirits believed to influence weather, hunts, and the health of reindeer. Through these customs, each generation reaffirms its bond to nature, ensuring that the wisdom of life in the north remains strong. Rooted in respect for the land and guided by time-tested traditions, the Sami continue to herd reindeer across snowy plains, sustaining a culture born of the Arctic's beauty and challenges. Gwich'in, protectors of the caribou. For the Gwich'in, the caribou is far more than a source of nourishment. It is woven into the very identity of these people who reside in regions of Alaska and northwestern Canada. Gwich'in oral traditions speak of a time when they and the caribou shared a single spirit, separating only so they could learn how to respect each other's domains. This deep-rooted bond translates into a set of customs built around careful hunting, reverence for the herds, and gratitude for every successful meal. From their earliest years, Gwich'in children accompany adults on seasonal hunts or routine checks of the caribou's migration paths, They learn how to read the terrain and look for hoof marks in soft ground or tracks in fresh snow. Caribou meat provides protein and nutrients, and the hides are crafted into clothing or used as insulating bedding. Even the bones and antlers serve their own purposes, finding use in making tools or decorative objects that hold cultural meaning. Community gatherings often revolve around meals of caribou and wild berries, reinforcing a sense of shared well-being. In these settings, elders recount tales of past migrations, describing how a change in wind direction or a particularly harsh winter influenced the movements of the herds. Gwich'in also preserves stories of famed hunters who upheld traditions of respect, always ensuring they took only what they needed. Cultural identity is expressed not just in hunting, but also in beadwork, storytelling, and song. Intricate patterns on clothing or accessories can symbolize important connections to the land. Through rhythmic dances, the people remember their ancestors' hunts and pay homage to the caribou, whose existence is so closely tied to their own. Because caribou migrate through vast stretches of wilderness, the Gwich'in have become skilled travelers, employing sleds or specialized footwear to cope with snowy terrain. Their navigation skills rely on reading landmarks, following rivers, and knowing how to avoid storms. This knowledge, handed down generation after generation, keeps the Gwich'in in sync with the caribou's journey. Far from a mere food source, these animals reflect the spirit of a community that cherishes harmony with the land and the cycle of nature itself. Even hunters and storytellers of the tundra, the Even people, closely related to the Evenki, inhabit scattered areas across Siberia's vast tundra. Their roots trace back to ancient Tungusic-speaking ancestors, and over time, they developed a culture that revolves around reindeer, hunting, and storytelling traditions. In regions where winters dominate most of the year, they have grown adept at reading subtle changes in light, wind, and temperature. These skills guide them to secure feeding grounds for reindeer or find shelter against sudden snowstorms. Reindeer herding offers the Even consistent access to meat, hides, and a way to travel across the frozen landscape. Some families follow herds for much of the year, setting up conical tents that are quick to assemble and disassemble. Known also for their hunting expertise, the Even track wild game deeper into forests or along windswept slopes. Hunts often involve collective efforts, with groups coordinating to drive animals toward strategic locations. Storytelling plays a major role in how the Even share wisdom across generations. Around evening fires, family members pass down tales of fearless ancestors, legendary hunts, or spirits said to reside in the mountains. Each tale highlights values such as courage, unity, or respect for wildlife. These narratives are enlivened by simple musical instruments or rhythmic drumming, adding a sense of theater to the teaching. Among the Even, shamans serve as guides between the physical world and the spiritual dimension. In ceremonies, a shaman may wear a special headdress or garments embellished with designs of animals and celestial symbols. Drumming and chanting create a bridge to call upon spirits for healing, guidance, or protection, reflecting a deep belief that man and nature are entwined. Family bonds strengthen this connection. Elders have a respected voice in deciding migration routes or times for seasonal gatherings. Children grow up learning how to handle a sled, set up tents, and care for reindeer from experienced adults. Whether they fish in the summer or track game in early winter, they even rely on teamwork and time-honored techniques that have served them well for centuries. Through stories, spiritual practices, and close cooperation, they maintain a vibrant culture in a world where the tundra can be as challenging as it is beautiful. Yukagir, keepers of the spirit world. The Yukagir people of Siberia hold a profound belief that everything, from the warming rays of the sun to the smallest plants underfoot, carries a spirit. This sense of animism forms the heart of their worldview, linking each individual to an expansive spiritual community. While Pugu, the sun deity, is a central figure responsible for upholding moral balance, many other spirits inhabit the land, watching every interaction between people, animals, and the environment. Central to Yukagir life is the role of the shaman, called Alma. Shamans are considered bridges between the seen and unseen, using drum beats and chants to communicate with the spirits. They interpret dreams, which the Yukagir view as messages from beyond that can warn of storms, steer hunters toward game, or offer comfort during hard times. Once a shaman passes away, their remains are often treated with great honor, reflecting the belief that their guidance continues even after death. Hunting carries both practical and spiritual weight. Reindeer, elk, and other wild animals are approached with reverence, and each successful hunt is seen as a gift from the animal spirit. Hunting rituals seek the blessing of these spirits, ensuring that nature's equilibrium remains intact. Trees, too, hold a sacred place in Yukagir culture. They are believed to protect and support the people, so cutting one might involve a brief ceremony or a simple inward request for forgiveness. Physical survival in Siberia's icy climate demands resourcefulness. Over generations, the Yukagir have developed a nomadic lifestyle that takes advantage of available resources. Their winter homes, often built from wood and bark, are designed to keep out intense cold and trap warmth around a central hearth. In the summer, lightweight tents allow for easy movement as families follow reindeer or set up near fishing spots. Oral tradition remains the core way Yukagir knowledge is transmitted. Elders recount how their ancestors navigated extreme temperatures, formed alliances with neighboring tribes, and balanced daily survival with deep spiritual commitments. By honoring the spirits around them and respecting the natural rhythms of the land, the Yukagir continue to preserve their unique identity, rooted in both reverence for life and the practical wisdom needed to endure Siberia's challenges. Thanks for watching another episode. While you are still here, make sure to click the video on your screen for more quality content.